What we find at Revision Wealth Management is that people aren't prepared for that 20%, and they're definitely not prepared for that 1099 at the end of the year. This may drive you into a tax bracket that you've never seen before. First of all, let me say thank you for your service. The many years of dedication. If you're a school teacher, the dedication to the future of this great country, thank you, thank you, thank you. But when it comes to retirement planning and it comes to this drop monies, we have to have a plan of action. So at Revision Wealth Management, we've simplified this by creating a plan of protection around 5 key planning areas. And this includes your drop. So some people want to take the money and run. Some people want to roll it over. Some people want to do a combination of both. What I say is, do you have a plan? Have you spent time in your tomorrow? You truly understand, like, how do we want to maximize this lump sum? If you haven't thought about that, let's simply have a conversation. So when it comes to the drop account, the Florida retirement system, the employee is officially retired. That's why you can drop out at any time. So with Governor DeSantis, he extended the drop from 5 years to 8 years. He increased the interest earned from 1.6% to 4%. This is astronomical for a lot of people, and this is why. Maybe you're considering that, hey, I've been in this thing 3 years. Should I go to 5? Or I've been in drop 5 years. Should I do the full 8? All I advise is let's have a conversation to see how we can maximize drop. Because if you take drop too early, that's 20% taxes that you have to take on that withdrawal. Is that in your best interest? What we see, a lot of times people take the money and run, they get 80% of that 100% because 20% goes to Uncle Sam. But more importantly, it drives you into a tax bracket that you've never seen before. So not only do you have to pay 20% on the withdrawal, now you're in a different tax bracket and you owe again during tax time. This may not be the most efficient strategy for you. At Revision Wealth Management, we specialize in helping you maximize your drop. This is how we do retirement the Revision way. Drop has made some significant changes, and they're in your favor. When you take the interest earned on drop from 1.6% to 4%, plus the cost of living adjustment, that's in your favor. When you can extend drop, right now it was 5 years, and now it's been extended to 8 years. That's in your favor. So for a lot of you that are considering, hey, when should I drop out? Let's have a conversation to see how drop fits in your plan of protection around the 5 key planning areas. When you're accustomed to earning 1.6%, when we're talking about compound interest and now you can earn 4%, that can significantly change the dropout amount that you will receive. What we find is we want to maximize this, but do you have a plan? At Revision Wealth Management, we help people just like you maximize their drop monies and show them how does drop fit in their overall retirement plan. Let's have a conversation so we can help you drop out the right way. What you don't know can hurt you. Who do you have on your team that can educate you on the differences of drop? This new drop, the increase in interest rate, the extension of the time that you can be in drop. Who's on your team that can help you maximize this drop opportunity? Don't miss out on this moment. Let's maximize drop. At Revision Wealth Management, we specialize in helping people just like you maximize their drop. This is retirement the Revision way. What we find a lot of times when people don't maximize their drop, they take the money and run. And when they don't efficiently have a plan of action to leverage and maximize drop to its fullest potential, what happens is it puts them in a tax bracket that they've never seen before. They didn't have a plan, and so now that they did not have a plan, they have to return back to work. What they don't know is there's an extended period before where they can return back to work. Now you're not privy to the benefits that you had before. And this all could have been prevented if you maximize drop the first time. If you have questions, we have answers. Let's simply have a conversation and let us create a plan of protection around your retirement and show you how to truly maximize drop program. Did you know if you take the money and run, meaning if you take your drop monies in a lump sum, you have to pay 20% on that distribution? And then at the end of the year, you're going to get a 1099 that adds to your taxable income. What we find at Revision Wealth Management is that people aren't prepared for that 20%, and they're definitely not prepared for that 1099 at the end of the year. This may drive you into a tax bracket that you've never seen before. Let's have a conversation so we can show you how to maximize drop the revision way. So a couple things I would say here. With the Florida retirement system, there's two different options. You have the pension plan, you have the investment plan. A lot of the people that we work with, if they're in the investment plan, they don't even know that they can't enter drop. And a lot of people who have the pension plan, they don't know exactly when they should enter drop. They don't know the parameters and all the details surrounding drop. That's why you want to speak with a wealth management firm that has decades of experience of dealing with the Florida retirement system and the drop program. Let's simply have a conversation so we can help you maximize drop the revision way. Well, first, let me say thank you for the years of hard work and dedication. I know that things are changing. The landscape of your employment is ever evolving. Sometimes it's in your favor, but sometimes it's not. At Revision Wealth Management, we simply want to have a conversation to see how we can maximize your drop potential and how does that affect your total retirement plan. You see, at Revision Wealth, what we will do is create a plan of protection around the 5 key planning areas. Any sound financial plan has a plan of protection around 5 key areas. And if we get these 5 key areas right, not only can you drop out, you can live your best life in retirement. We understand the dynamics of being forced to retire. Are you ready? Are you not ready? The questions loom. All we want to do is have a simple conversation to see, hey, you may be forced to retire, but can we stay retired? Do we need to seek reemployment elsewhere? I don't know. What I do know is that we're here for you and we'll walk this journey out with you. Let's simply have a conversation. Even though you may be forced out, you don't have to retire from your lifestyle. Let's just retire from work. Ladies and gentlemen, you've worked the last 30, 40 years of your life. So I first want to say thank you for your service. I want you to maximize this opportunity. Maybe you have a pension. Maybe you're afforded the opportunity for Social Security. Maybe you have a 403B, 457, or what have you. And you're trying to figure out, how does this drop component fit in my overall retirement plan? At Revision Wealth Management, we specialize in this. Let's have a conversation. Let us build a comprehensive financial plan and show you how drop could be the cherry that's on top. If you are within 5 years of retirement, first, I want you to know that it's not too late. Let's have a conversation to talk about retirement planning and what that looks like for you. You see, I want you to retire from that job and not your lifestyle. At Revision Wealth Management, we truly believe any sound financial plan has a plan of protection around 5 key planning areas: income, investments, taxes, insurance, legacy, and estate planning. If you do these 5 things well, it will allow you to retire with dignity. The question I would simply ask, if you're watching this right now, how many retirement plans have you put together? How many times have you retired from your job. You see, you should deal with an expert. At Revision Wealth Management, we've helped people just like you, and we put together thousands of plans to help you maximize every opportunity that's afforded to you through the Florida retirement system. This is retirement the Revision way. At Revision Wealth Management, we want your retirement strategy to be seamless, where we do the heavy lifting. Let's have a conversation so we can show you how you can maximize drop and minimize the tax implications. This is retirement the Revision way. I was recently meeting with a client, and she was contemplating taking a lump sum to pay off her home. That was a goal of hers, and since it was important to her, it was important to us. But what we did was help her seamlessly transition that drop account into her IRA. Now we're taking distributions and we're systematically paying off her home without all the tax implications. This is just one example of someone just like you that we work with, and we help them maximize their drop. This is retirement the Revision way. Unfortunately, there's a lot of miseducation when it comes to the Florida retirement system. Should I do the investment plan? Should I do a pension plan? Do you even know about the one-time switch? How do I maximize drop? A lot of times, these questions aren't answered until it's too late. I don't want you to do retirement planning in hindsight. You can be proactive in this strategy. I urge you to take action now. Let's simply have a conversation and let's see how we can help you maximize your drop. The reality is, what you don't know can hurt you. You see, a lot of times your employer, they're expecting you to go to the website and look up this information. The truth of the matter is, they truly don't know retirement planning. At Revision Wealth Management, we specialize in holistic planning. You have to understand that we put together thousands of these plans, and we help people just like you maximize their drop. We help people just like you and educate them on the different opportunities and options that you have to maximize your drop. What I invite you to do is click the link below so we can do a complimentary review of your retirement plan. The question is, do you have a written retirement plan? Are you educated? Do you know the ins and outs of drop, of the Florida retirement system, pension plan or investment plan? You see, at Revision Wealth Management, we specialize in this. We help people just like you maximize the Florida retirement system so they can retire with dignity. If I was in drop, the first thing I would do is have a plan. What I do know is I don't have to do it alone, and neither do you. Talk to an expert. Who do you have on your team that specializes in retirement planning? At Revision Wealth Management, this is what we do. What we truly understand and what we truly believe in is any sound financial plan has a plan of protection around 5 key planning areas: income, investments, taxes, insurance, and legacy. If you do these 5 things well, this will allow you to have the financial peace that you deserve and retire with dignity. This is Marcus of Revision Wealth Management, and I simply want to have a conversation with you so you can retire with dignity. You see, for us, we specialize in this area. What we know is that there are a lot of questions out there, and I want you to know that you have a partner in Revision Wealth Management that will help you maximize this drop opportunity. We don't want you to squander it. Simply pick up the phone, click on the QR code below, and have a conversation with one of our trusted advisors. I guarantee you that we will leave you better than what we found you.